Hey guys, we are looking at our next pattern. We are doing a Burnett Slouchy Peaked Cap. It is through Burnett and you can find it at yarnspirations.com, and I love working through Yarnspirations. They work with Burnett and Lily, Karen, Red Heart, Lion Brand, all of them. They work with all of the yarn companies, and they have all of their patterns all on this one site. You can find anything and everything on yarnspirations.com, so I do encourage you to check that out. But this pattern is called the Slouchy Peaked Beanie, or Cap, I'm sorry. And it does call for Burnett Softy Chunky. They are using teal. It's a 3.5 ounce ball, or 100 grams, or 108 yards, or 99 meters. And it is a one ball or one skein project. It is a one size to fit an average lady's head and is classified as an easy project. So this is the project that we are doing today. So you only need one ball. Okay, I am using Burnett. It is Gray Heather. Okay, so that is what the color choice of what I'm using. And as I've always said, depending on the pattern, something like this, the color is by all means your choice. For something like this, if you want to use a different solid color or whatever, that's totally up to you. I'm going to use it in gray. I may keep this for myself, maybe for one of my daughters. It's hard telling. You will need two different hooks. You will need a K, which is a 10.5 or a 6.5 millimeter, and you will need a M, or a 13 or a 9 millimeter. So you will need both of these hooks. So make sure you grab both of those hooks and a pair of scissors, and you will also need a yarn needle with a large eye on it. So gather those, and as I have always suggested in all of my videos, you will need to either print a copy of this pattern or pull it up on your technical device, your computer, your laptop, your iPhone, your smartphone, your Kindle, whatever you may have with you that you do have as a technical device. I always encourage you to follow along, because I don't always film every little aspect of every stitch that I do. I do clips and put them together, and I do have followers sometimes to make comments below my videos that I cut that part out or this part out. Well, we don't always film every little stitch that we do. Some of them are common sense stitches, and some of them, you know, we do expect you guys to follow along with us at times. So please follow along with the pattern if you are able to do so. So grab everything you need, and I will meet you back here. Alright guys, the first thing we are going to do is, our pattern says that for round one, or our, basically not our round one, but for our starting round, we're going to make a slip knot, and we are going to start with our larger hook. So that will be our I-9 hook. So you're going to start with the larger hook, which is the 9, and we are going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, as you know, when you're working with a thick, chunky yarn and a large hook, your project will grow really fast, okay? So now what you're going to do is you're going to do 11 double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So in the first one that we did, you're going to do 11 double crochet. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and you want to work over that tail, and it's going to turn on its own. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, so you can pull that tail to where you close up the center. Alright, so originally you will have 12 altogether because of that chain 3 that you started. Now you're going to slip stitch into that top chain 3 right there that you originally started with. So pull that through and through. So now you have yourself a nice little circle. So now what you're going to do is chain up 3. Okay, so what it says is working in back loops only. You're going to do 1 double crochet in the same space as the slip stitch. So you're going to work in the back loops only. So you're going to go into that back loop only, and you're going to work a double crochet all the way through there. Okay, now you're going to do 2 double crochet in each double crochet around. Okay, so you're only working in the back loop, so make sure you only go in the back. So basically you're going to be doubling your stitch count, but only in your back loops. So what that's going to be doing is giving you a ridge, okay? And you'll see that ridge eventually as we get going more on this beanie, or this cap. So in these back loops only, here's where you're working. So just put 2 in each stitch around. Okay, just go all the way around. Okay. I have completed my round. You want to count, make sure you have a total of 24, and then if you do, you want to join into the top of that chain 3 once again. Okay, and finish that row off. Now that was row 2. Let's move to row 3. You're going to repeat this and chain 3 to start our round. Now working in the back loops again, you're going to do 1 double crochet in the same space here because we're increasing in this 1 stitch. Okay, now you're going to do 1 double crochet in the next double crochet right here, still working in the back loops. Okay, now you're going to do 2 double crochet in the next, working in the back loops. So 1 and 2. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to do 1 in the next, 2 in the next. So if you're familiar with how to do increases, every other stitch is going to be your increase. Okay, so you're going to do 1 in the next, 2 in the next. So only every other stitch gets an increase, which means it gets 2. So 1 in the next, 2 in the next. And this is the case with any type of increase. This is how you're going to do it. And if you're not familiar with increasing, you need to go back to my original starter video on how to increase in your rounds. Oops, let's give that another one. Okay, so I'll meet you back up on the end of this round. I'm at the end of the round. You should have a total of 36 double crochet. You are now going to join in the top of that chain 3 at the beginning. Okay, so you have finished that round. Now you're going to chain 3 here at the beginning of round 4. Now you're going to do a double crochet in the same stitch again. Okay. Now this time you're going to do a double crochet in the next double crochet, only in the back loop. Okay. And then 2 double crochet in the next double crochet. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to repeat that. So 1 double crochet, one double crochet, 2 double crochet, just all the way around. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet. One double crochet, 2 double crochet again. One double crochet and 2. Okay. And you're just going to keep working that pattern till you get all the way around this round, and I will meet you back up once again. Alright guys, we are now up to row 5, and row 5 is going to be a little different. So right now we are going to join and do a chain 3. So now what we are going to be doing is actually what is called a double crochet crisscross. So for those of you who are not familiar with that, I will explain. So what they're asking us to do is we are going to work in back loops only. You're going to double crochet in the last stitch from the previous round, keeping the chain 3 at back of your work. Okay, so this is your chain 3, and this is your last stitch from the previous round, and you're going to be working in your back loop. So you're going to be doing a double crochet, so you're going to yarn over, you're going to be going in this loop. So you're going to be going backwards, and you're going to keep this, you're going to go in front of this loop, not back. So you want to go in front and go into that back loop and do a double crochet. So basically you're making a cross, or you know, an X, and do your double crochet. It's not really that hard. It's harder to see it because it's chunkier yarn. If you were to do this with thinner yarn, you would see the X. It just kind of goes like that. But it being fatter yarn, it's a little bit more difficult to kind of see it. So you're going to miss the next stitch, which is here. Okay, so to make this next cross, you got to skip one and then come back. So then you're going to do your next double crochet in the back loop of this next stitch. So you got to make your double crochet first in that next stitch. Okay, then you're going to go back in that stitch you missed. So go ahead and yarn over, because it's going to be a double crochet, and then you're going to go into that back loop of that stitch that you just skipped for a double crochet. Okay, and that's really all there is to that. Okay, so you just made like a crisscross. Okay, and that's really all there is to that. You're just crisscrossing there. So you're going to miss this next stitch. Well, not this one, because it looks like that's your next stitch, but that's the one that you're in. So you're going to skip this stitch and then work in this one in the back loop. Okay, so you're going to go in the back loop and do a double crochet, and then this stitch here that's in between, which is this one, you're going to do a double crochet into the back loop of that. Okay, and you see the way it's kind of forming an X, and that's what they're looking for. So don't worry about this one. You see that big gap? That's the one that you're in right now. So don't worry about that one. You're going to skip this one and go into this one and go into the back loop, make your double crochet, and now you should have one in the middle here, and then you go into that back loop. Just like that, make your double crochet. Just like that. Okay, so now you have 4. And you're just going to do that all the way around. So don't worry about this one that it looks like that's the next one and it's not. So you're going to skip this one and go into this one. The back loop only. Do a double crochet. And then this is your skipped one. So you're going to go into that back loop for a double crochet. Whoops, I didn't get that whole stitch. Let's try that again. Alright. And then just crisscross that with a double crochet. Okay, see how beautiful that is? You can kind of see the X's coming up there, but with a skinnier yarn or a thinner yarn, you can more or less see it better. So do that all the way around, and I'll meet you up, and we'll finish this round off.